Welcome to the podcast.
How y'all doing tonight?
Good.
Hey.
So, Chris, your face frozen there.
Yeah, I'm frozen.
There we go. That was quite the face freeze.
You can hear me, but I'm frozen. Yeah. So
no, we got you. No, it was like not the way we played at the start of it, but my God, I had to comment. That was just you had this just weird face freeze on the screen. So sorry.
That's not a way to start the Chupacabra podcast.
I know. Welcome to the podcast.
That was awesome.
All right. It's mid-February 1975 in a small Puerto Rican village named Mocha. Things were about to take place there that would change this little town forever. Soon to be discovered was the fact that 15 cows, 3 goats, 2 geese, and 1 pig were all found dead. All had sustained puncture wounds, which appeared to have been from a sharp object, and then were all drained of blood.
No blood.
These are cheap sound effects.
I know.
I love it.
I think we need to stop with those.
We're on a budget.
I know. It's funny, but you're ruining the story.
That was funny. Sorry.
Carry on.
No, it's too late now. I might as well just get to it. Anyway. All right, story time's over.
Yeah, always one person to ruin it.
Yeah, story time's over. All right, everybody. Welcome to the Three Beards podcast. My name is Craig. Alongside me is Chris and Austin. So we'll try story time again later on.
The ghost episode.
Yes, sir. All so right. Chupacabra likes blood.
Yeah. The story is about Chupacabra. Poor sound effects, withholding.
We're on a budget.
God. Terrible. So anyway, and that's continue on with that. So, so all those farm animals were discovered completely drained of blood, according to the autopsy reports. Whereas, there was no, not like a forensic thing was done. It's just that they all seem to have puncture wounds, and they all seem to be missing all their blood. Mm. So while the police in this town were quick to just say, it's got to be a pack of dogs. It's got to be some sort of canine attack. It's just the local papers were quick to start dubbing this they call it El Vampiro de Mocha.
El Vampiro de Mocha.
Yeah, the Mocha vampire. And then, so as time went by, and this was about early to mid-February is when these animals were starting to be discovered in 75. Oh. That by March 7th, the death count was up to 30 in this village area. Not even 5 days later, in March 12th, things took an even crazier turn when a resident named Luis Torres and his daughter were walking along, and they saw what they could only describe as police lights in the sky.
Police lights?
So we're talking, UFO. Type activity.
Really?
And after seeing this, they attributed that to the Mocha vampire. Huh. Also, is what they're saying, and what they also did during that time, and I'm trying to bring this up here, is so in the next, not even, I would say, I think by the end of, let's say close to the end of the March or something like that, the death count was up to 90.
Damn.
Dead. And there was, after the sight of the lights, which were called by the Mocha, one farmer had 34 chickens die to this attack. And so they were quick to, I apologize here, I'm trying to bring my thing up and it just crashed.
It's not
Chupacabra's got it.
It's kind of a stupid question, but were all the bites the same? Obviously they're not going to be in the same area, but were they the same marks? You know?
There's a couple of puncture marks, and
they were all in the same area of the animal. It's like a circular bite mark, and supposedly all the blood was sucked out of them. Like
no beer this time.
Okay. I know, like you said, the first one was reported in Puerto Rico in 1995. Forgive me, I don't know any of these names. I'm gonna say Madeline Tolentino was they're considering Chupacabra patient 0. So back in 1995.
She was the first one to actually say that she saw the Chupacabra. And
It's interesting.
but they were quick to discount her story because every single one of her descriptions of it matched almost identical the creature from the movie Species, which came out that same year. And that was March of 95 is when during that attack, like you said, 8 sheep were found. Let's see. Yeah, I think you're talking about 95 where 8 sheep were found dead with the same puncture wounds and drained of all blood. And so here we have 1975 to 1995. So we're talking over 20 years. Now we're still having the same attack. Yeah. And they're all being reported. And back that same time, that same guy, Luis Torres, he found two extremely large boas. And he killed them because they were about ready to attack a cow. And so originally it was blamed that, they were like, okay, we found the killer. It's these 2 boa snakes that were taking all these things, but that didn't explain why they didn't eat the animal.
Yeah, exactly.
But as soon as Luis Torres killed the snakes, more animals were found dead from the same attack. And so, like you said, that lady, she discovers that. So her thing is, did she, watch the movie, in her mind, oh my God, it's got to be this, she believes it, or, was the movie Species actually based off of the Chupacabra?
They say the Chupacabra is like a total of 3 to 4 feet. The people who have supposedly spotted it said it was approximately 3 to 4 feet and kind of hops like a kangaroo.
Yep.
They're saying it's not everything like it walks bipedal, 3 to 4 feet, short gray hair with spikes, but not canine. So that's what pushed me away from
short and gray hair.
That's what pushed me away from that.
Except I'm not short.
But
that's a problem with that.
I didn't do enough research on El Young Q. I'm sorry, I'm saying it wrong. Rainforest in Puerto Rico. Apparently, we had a base back. It's still there today, but back in 1983, it was a top secret U.S. scientific experimental location near Tolentino's hometown, and there was multiple reports of Marines guarding this area. So, maybe she saw we were doing experiments because also, skip ahead to where it says it. Rhesus monkeys. They were used they were used for blood experiments at that location, and they escaped. And, I mean, they were they're short, they're only like 1.5 feet, but if they're experiments, maybe they, and they were also more vulnerable to the. I'm so bad at this. Cerecropsis scabies, which is itchy rash, mite burrows under the skin and can cause inflammatory response in animals, not as much in the humans. We don't have it in other primates. We kind of evolved to be immune to that. But coyotes and everything else, like other kind of canines, they're not immune, and that's what caused their loss of hair and exhaustion, which can be understood to maybe that's what people think. That's Chupacabra. But maybe back in the day, they thought something different, but nowadays, present day, they may be like, it's coyotes and wolves that are, have this kind of the scabies disease, and it's happening. But I asked you a question earlier, Craig. I said, how big do the northern wolves and coyotes get compared to down here? Because I don't have it. I know, and we're smaller down here, obviously, but I didn't know how big they got over there.
I apologize. I didn't hear you asking me about that one. I can look up the wolf size compared to that. Wolves are really large. Their height ranges about right close to like 2.5 feet tall, if not larger. And they can be up to about 180 pounds.
So it could be a wolf with like a mange type thing.
No, because they're not that big. A wolf is almost 6 feet long. I mean, it's a huge animal. I mean, you're talking, just you take a yardstick. I mean, you're talking almost 3 feet tall.
I got
and 6 feet long. I mean, it's not a wolf. I mean, at best, some people have compared it to like the Mexican hairless dog. Like it's an evolution because of the fact it doesn't have hair and the fact that it looks like it doesn't have the ability to take larger prey. So it seems to go after barnyard animals, chickens, goats, sheep.
It's easier prey. I mean, they're fenced.
Easy prey. One attack can take it down. Yeah. But the thing that's not known for canines, and if it is the case where blood is drained out of these animals, it's like there's no dogs that feed that way.
Yeah, but then I was doing some more research on that too. A thing called lividity.
Lividity.
It's the illusion blood has been drained. Animal dies and heart and blood pressure stops. The blood will seep to the lowest part of the body, which would allude to the blood being drained. In fact, it's just at the lowest point of the body. Maybe?
Lividity.
Sorry, I'm having a hard time talking today. I'm a little tired, but it may give the illusion of that, like, hey, it's obviously drained, but then it comes to find out it's in the lowest part of the body. But
even then, it's like, for a dog to have been the culprit, dogs don't just bite and then drink blood and then leave. I mean, they tear into the carcass.
It's interesting. It really is.
They'll devour it.
Yeah. They're not some predator that just, like has like a vampire attack. I mean, if anybody's ever seen a dog attack, they don't latch on and then, sucking on the neck, draining the blood, and then all of a sudden they walk away. I mean, it's just, if anybody's seen it, I mean, the dog's face is just bloody. I mean, because it's tearing into it.
Yeah, exactly.
But, so that's, they started, so this started in Puerto Rico, and we don't need to see that.
Damn you, Keith.
Now it's in Central, South America, North America, Mexico, and people are just, I don't know if everybody wants to say they've seen it or they're just copycatting effect or what is it?
But Alex just brought up a good point, and I was going to remark on yours, Austin, was about the military base. I mean, if anybody of you's watched Stranger Things.
Yeah, straight up. I mean, don't get us started on government, man, because it's unreal.
It's not the first time that crossbreeds have been experimented. I mean, what if this was just people just messing with different animals, throwing different classes of DNA. They created this weird hybrid animal and escaped.
That's what I don't understand. So. I mean, if it did happen, I don't want to get too much into it, but why are you wasting your time doing crap like this when you could be saving people's lives with cancer? So I don't want to believe that, but I know it's happening. Why would you go to Puerto Rico and just have this random experimental base? It's just in the middle of the rainforest. Why? What are you doing?
You think about it. If you could create some sort of predator creature that could go in and decimate your enemy.
What are we doing? Jurassic Park now?
Yeah,
we're doing the Jurassic Park stuff.
That's what
raptor dogs. We got a series of raptor dogs going out there.
Oh man, that's just stupid.
Yeah, so, no, it's not. It would less soldiers would die. You release 1,000 dogs that was created and just let them bite off terrorists. That would work.
See, we'll go back to that show I used to watch. I think it's called Zoo. Obviously, the animals took over because they're tired of our crap. And at some point, animals are going to realize that they have a mind of their own. And it's just going to take over, man. You can't do that. So that's why I think, I'm still I don't know, man. Chupacabra may be real, but I don't think it's a dog. I don't think so.
I don't know. I mean, because there's different sites. I mean, because it's one of those things we could probably get some pictures and show everybody and stuff. Later on, like put up on the site and other things. You can see them. I mean, there's different reports. There's different people that have seen pictures, but a lot of the pictures that people show aren't corresponding to what some of the reports are seeing. I mean, people are not showing a four-legged animal that's just walking along. What they're doing is, there's something like I said, they move almost like a kangaroo style.
Yeah.
Pounce on their prey and attack, and that's where I said I could honestly see, like a Dr. Moreau's Island. Yep. Like that's movie Species, where that lady said she saw this. You could see this being some sort of weird, crazy experiment escaped. And it's not the first time anything came, gets one there. Just seeing, Jeff Goldblum's character in Jurassic Park. Mother Nature finds a way, and this escapes, and then it figures out it breeds with something else. That original creature may have bred with the dog, and now you have that hybrid thing that's actually spreading throughout South America.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like when those monkeys escaped, they could have been regular monkeys, but experimenting, they probably grew to this 3-foot thing, and they probably mixed with something else in Puerto Rico or wherever they are now, and it could be out there, but it's just crazy.
Is it? Yeah, is it without the realm? It's Terry just said, the Hunger Games, they had those hybrid dogs.
Exactly.
So it's like, why? Things. Bless you. Salud. Since we're talking Puerto Rico here.
Salud.
So it's it's not within the realm of craziness to think that when you see some of the experiments that governments have done in the past, it's one of those things when when it talks to the realm of scientists, nobody's stopping them. So why not? They're throwing all these crazy combinations of DNA. Mm-hmm. There's vampire bats. So there's very easily that vampire bat DNA could have been mixed with a canine, could have been mixed with a rhesus monkey. It could have been. We could have monkeys at the Wizard of Oz.
Did you say racist monkey, Craig?
No, that's not cool.
No, what'd you say? You said rhesus monkey or what?
Rhesus.
Rhesus monkey.
Okay. I forgot what I was gonna say, man. Dang.
But did you know that the X-Files investigated it in 1997, but they came up with nothing? The reports came up. I'm sure they put some animals to try to lure it, but they came up empty.
Are we talking Mulder and Scully X-Files?
Yeah. The X-File episode. They actually from the episode on Chupacabra, but they never...
Okay, somebody's got to make that shirt right there. Chupacabra. Somebody's got that. That has got to be the shirt for
trademark. Three Beard Podcast trademark.
Chupacabra with ice
I
cream.
don't want to. Obviously, we're not
Chupacabra. The peach Chupacabra.
The peach.
We're not.
Can you bake that for us?
The peach Chupacabra.
So when it comes to we're not easily offended, obviously. So Craig, I don't want me to offend you, but with your dogs are scientifically made. But that's because you could see it helps out with people who have allergies. So thinking that this could be experimental, I could see it happening because of what we're doing nowadays. And your dogs are beautiful; they're awesome dogs, but what else was made before that dog? You know what I mean? Like how many bad experiments went like that?
Yeah, they were definitely. That's considered normal genetic manipulation. When you're breeding different breeds of dogs. So it's just one person's normal is somebody's psychotic. Like what do you do? You're making a batch of monkey frogs. It's just.
I don't understand it, man. Even if we have this base in Puerto Rico. It's heavily guarded with Marines. How do these things escape? Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. How do you let these things escape? It's just crazy.
Just how UF created love bugs.
Yeah, don't bring
That's
you
on
up.
a smaller scale. They created love bugs. They created love bugs to eat mosquitoes,
Yeah.
but they do nothing but get on your car and spoil your paint.
Damn mosquitoes.
That
Love bugs.
fake news.
When it comes down to it, man, I'm a firm believer, and until it is proven what it is, I still believe it's out there, straight up. You know what I mean? Like it nothing has been proven that it's not a mythical legend. You know, so it's out there. You don't know what it could be, but it's something.
Well, and just as it spreads. I mean, like I said, it's one of those. You have the things like popular culture. It's like, is it just people are wanting to be part of the thing, or are they actually seeing it? But there's just, it's different communities that they're not watching the news from Puerto Rico, and all of a sudden they are saying they have seen this creature.
Yeah.
And so I know I'm laughing about the peach chupacabra. Nancy, you've got to bake one of those, and
The peach chupacabra.
and just do some sort of like the fondant, or what just and make kind of like the chupacabra, just kind of on the edge of the collar. You gotta do it. You gotta do it, please.
Oh man.
And then just so then we gotta have somebody just to see how that'll be the new thing, peach chupacabra.
It's one of our shirts, man. I mean, like I told you before, dude, it's like one of those things with, like, I loved, my favorite show was watching River Monsters, because he would go out there and he would try to find these mythical fish that ended up being just giant catfish or, tarpon and stuff like that. But there, he after every episode, he goes, there's still a chance something's out there and I didn't find it this time. You would never know. It just wasn't that time. So
Did you also see the report where it may have been done by a satanic cult, that they're thinking that maybe a satanic cult sacrificed these animals in a certain way?
Yep. Back in that was one of the original blames, is that these were animals sacrificed through a satanic cult.
Makes sense.
But it's like, I don't know. I mean, it seems kind of weird to just especially like the thing to take cows, 2 geese, 1 pig. I mean, it seems really weird.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, it's just,
I didn't hear that.
Yeah. So like I said, if it was a cult, I mean, it's a really weird selection of animals. I mean, you'd think it would have something more, of a symbolism to that thing than just random barn animals being taken and that thing. But yeah, I mean, it's just, back to that whole, could they escape? What if it wasn't an escape and it was an actual, they were released, and we just lost Austin. He'll be back. So I mean, what if they weren't, like I said, it wasn't an escape. What if this was an intentional thing to send out there and see what they were capable of? And as it started, looking as a real effective, killer, I mean, it would just start to go, it looks like I am a one-man show right now. People are dropping like crazy. It's the Chupacabra. Took my co-hosts. But yeah, so we've got, just as the reports came in, and I'll just keep rolling as we're waiting for the guys to show back here. You have this mythical creature that suddenly just appears out of nowhere. So, I mean, I'm kind of of the mind that, there's a really good, possibility that, it may have been something that was being researched, worked on at that military base, and escaped, was released for testing. And from there, it has slowly spread and continues on. I'll see if I can find the name of that base, because I hadn't gone that route. But hopefully, like I said, we'll get everybody else back on here in a second. So shout out once again to Nancy, one of our primary sponsors, Nanny Cakes, who's going to hopefully be making our peach chupacabra. Yeah, I know it is a one beard show. We're trying to work here. I'm not sure what happened to the other co-hosts, so it's kind of a one man thing here. So there's looking at some of the some of the related stuff. It's just one of the things that they said, like you'll see a lot of the chupacabras are found to have kind of a reptilian look to them as well, where it's more of a leathery skin, scales, gray skin, sharp spines or quills. So it has kind of, it's sounding like it's got like a mixture between a reptile, a porcupine, a kangaroo, and trying to find here. It's like trying to talk to the other guys here. They're trying to figure out how to get back in. If they can hear me, just try to re-log in, guys, since looks like you got dropped. But yeah, so there's, as far as I can tell, that they've got at least 300 reported victims of the chupacabra that had not been bled dry. So we have that little aspect is where, so here we've got, some are being drained of blood, some are not. I mean, which one's the true one? And I'm not quite sure if Elvis Presley is tied into this one, Alex. I'm not sure. Could be. He might be a victim. And so we might have to restart it here real quick, you guys. I mean, it looks like everybody is having trouble logging back in, but what we'll do is fortunately, we may just have to either end it here, or if this comments, if you guys wants to try to reboot it again and try again. Yeah, Tara, I now that I looked on there, it could be. I mean, it just, you're looking at, like, I mean, there is even that take. I mean, it's just, what if even at that military base, for anybody that's watched Stranger Things, I mean, we could just go really crazy here. What if they were working on something and they opened up like a portal and this thing came out? And so, you could actually have some sort of creature like out of, that shows Stranger Things. You could have some creature that has escaped, a la Chupacabra, and has actually gone and it has actually started to propagate and actually become, get into the ecosystem. I'll look that up right here. But that's an interesting take on it, on whether or not, maybe it's like those demon dogs. Let's see. Last reported death from Chupacabra. I'm looking at it's. So yeah, I mean, let's see what they have. Something March 28th of 2019. They have a death here. It looks like that they're saying is being blamed on the infamous goat sucker, the Chupacabra. The claim is that a boy went to a dance party and then left at midnight for his village, and he did not arrive home. And when they went looking for him and found him, like I said, they found him after 3 days, and it looks like he had the same. They had the same bite marks. So and it looks like the same attacker had also killed several animals during that same time. And so they ruled out like a vampire bat, because the most the bats can take is around 10 cc's. So so it's looking like right there. Yeah, it's looking like, I mean, possibly we could have had something right here as late as March 28th of this year. That shows like it was a Chupacabra thing. So it's, that's pretty cool. I mean, and I apologize for everything right here. We're trying to get the other guys in. I'm not sure what's going on. It's but no, I mean, so, well, we'll take a break. I want to thank our couple of sponsors real quick. Nanny Cakes, Oh, Chris is back. There we go. Nanny Cakes, Nancy Burke. Just
Hey, I'm back.
there's Austin. Everybody's back. There we go. But like I said, we'll continue. So Nanny Cakes, you need to contact her if you need birthday cakes, wedding cakes, cupcakes, peach chupacabras. You need to get a hold of her. So we got to get those things. Got to get that made. You have to give me a picture. And then Kelly brought with Broad's Beard Care. We're gonna put her. Yep, got the key lime beard oil. Got my beard comb. Like I said, amazing beard oil. Comb works great. The beard soap works good. Keeps that thing. So you guys, while you guys were, I don't know if you guys heard what we were talking about. While you guys were trying to get back in.
Yeah, you did.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So like I said, if you guys didn't hear it, we'll kind of recap.
Real quick, Nanny Cakes is 407-923-2898. Facebook is Nanny Cakes Nancy Burke, and then Instagram is nancy.b.burke. So she's always posting stuff. She recently gave me some more photos to put up. I've been a little moving right now, but I'm definitely going to put them up tonight and tomorrow. So check her out, please.
All right. You guys have any bite marks? I mean, I was worried with Chupacabra.
It took my camera out, so I went to the crappy camera. So
yeah, you just
my beard is good anymore. That's all.
Yeah, the Chupacabra took you. Yeah, so we're just what we were talking about is Tara brought up, kind of a point is, what if it wasn't so much as like a genetic experiment? What if Stranger Things? What if they actually opened something up and something escaped?
Like Stranger Things season 3.
Yep,
makes sense.
Well,
Stranger Things in general. Yeah, it makes sense.
The Demogorgon got out.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's a little miniature version.
This is the military base in Puerto Rico.
Camp Santiago.
Camp Santiago.
Camp Santiago. Yeah, it's like I said, I can look that up real quick and see if they,
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, as much as there's so much hidden stuff with the government, and I have a story that me and Tara and Nancy, Nanny Cakes, can talk about when we do UFOs and stuff. When I was a kid, it's just they hide so much stuff, and it's crazy. I can't. It's just.
Oh yeah,
I would not be surprised, man.
Yeah, because right now it looks like it's just like a training site. I'm trying to see what it was used for prior.
There was a show recently that hinted towards the government doing stuff like that. Besides Stranger Things, I forgot.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's just it wouldn't be without the realm of possibility. That this something like this could happen. I mean, because you look at throughout history. Like I said, we'll get into some of these topics as the podcast progresses. But I mean, everything from Manhattan projects to stuff. I mean, there's always been this effort to go in and grab some stuff, and we lost him again. Chupacabra got him. So yeah, we could, so there's many different cases where you have, different, things. I mean, it is completely plausible that this was a government experiment that went awry, released something, and now it's out there. I mean, it's just, is there concrete evidence? I mean, people have claimed that they found one. They show pictures. A lot of them look like they're some sort of dog, but they're, just, Elvis might be alive. Yes, Alex, with Chupacabra as a pet, maybe. Yeah. Yep. That's, we're definitely going to be doing UFOs, from time to time, because that's one of my big faves. I love those things. We'll have to do a Central Florida connection because both Austin and Chris have some, tales to tell of, even experiences they've had in that range. But yeah. So, I mean, kind of wrapping it up here. So, I mean, myself, hopefully Austin gets back on here to answer the question too, but it's like, for me, I mean, as a believer, yeah, I can believe that Chupacabra actually exists. There's actually a creature out there. Is it scientific experiment? Possibly. Is it an escaped, demon from a portal opened by a government agency? Maybe. I go, but regardless, there's enough sightings, there's enough, for me, there's enough kind of, just experiences out there from completely unrelated people that are describing the same creature in different aspects that, it's not like somebody just looked up on the internet and like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I saw. I mean, they're describing a creature that has the same activity, the same type of attack pattern, and it's spreading, and it seems to like that tropical climate.
But I mean,
it's not going north. It's not going south.
With all the technology that we have, the new technology versus deer cams, all this other stuff, I mean, I don't think it's that smart to dodge a deer cam. So there should be some footage on it. I mean, I would think there would be some footage with all the new technology that we have.
Yeah. Well, it's just, but there's a lot of animals that, you'd think the same thing, but I mean, they're still discovering species, that we didn't even know existed. We're talking jungle. I mean, there's a lot of places small animals can hide.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's just, and on an infrared thing, a little 2 to 3 foot animal. I mean, it's like I said, that basically people say looks like a dog. That's not going to bring up anything other than just, oh yeah, I think it's a dog.
No, the deer picks up, well, it's a raccoon on a deer cam. Then some of the new deer cams, you can be like, oh, that's a raccoon, that's a possum. I mean, so.
There he is. He's back. So technical.
Hey.
Yeah. So it's, yeah. No. So I mean, myself. I mean, I'm a believer in the Chupacabra. Myself. I mean, I believe it's there. I mean, I just even through the research. I mean, obviously something is killing those animals, and it's, it doesn't make sense like for a boa, because a boa is not going to go up to a chicken, latch on, drink the blood, and then go away. I mean, it's going to swallow the whole bird. I mean, there's not going to be any evidence.
You hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Yeah, real quick. I don't know if Tara, I see she commented on it. It says a Castleberry dog track landing in 2004. I'm going to talk to you about that because I don't know if they were on the same page here, but I know what you're talking about. We'll definitely talk about that in the next episodes. But when it comes to Chupacabra, yeah, I mean, I'm a firm believer in everything, man. You can't tell me that something's not real. As much as there's something that goes on, man, it's just for me right now, there seems to be enough, just like physical. I mean, like I said, people show the different pictures. I mean, is it some new species of canine? But I don't know. But something, like I said, normal predators, like I said, bats, like a vampire bat, they don't drink all the blood, and they're not going to, I mean, there's going to be some sign, of mess. Dogs tear into the thing. So, what's attacking these animals, drinking the blood, and then leaving the corpse to be found? I'm curious to know, man. And it's one of those things that it's really hard to get people behind you on these type of project or beliefs, because they're not constant. And if it's really, there's got to be more than one. You know what I mean? Like it's Bigfoot. There has to be more than one Bigfoot. So it's like, why isn't there not more reportings? And that's what always pushes me to not believe it, but I would still believe it. It's hard to get people behind you on stuff like that because there's not more reportings of it, So it's like, oh, it's just a dog or it's a wolf, but it's like but it's not, And
one of the things, like I said, we'll get into UFOs and stuff, but one of the things that really kind of like as the reports was that Luis Torres. One of the things that really is kind of getting me towards, I think something escaped.
Yeah,
the fact that,
I mean, they said the monkeys escaped. I mean, if the monkeys escaped, what else escaped?
Yeah, and they saw those lights that said they looked like police lights in the sky. Well, that could have been lights shining from the ground up in the sky, and it just looks like flashing up there. It could have been actually, So I mean, this could have been them actually trying to find what escaped.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we need to get UFOs in a different episode, but I may offend some people in this. If not, if you're obviously listening to us, you're not offended easily. But if you think that we are alone in this solar system, in this world, you're absolutely insane. You are an idiot. I mean, I'm team ocean when it comes to everything. Team space is whatever. But dude, we've only explored like 15% of the ocean. You can't tell me that there's not bigger creatures down there. You know what I'm saying? So, no, man. I that's why I believe in all these type of things, because it's got to be out there. It hasn't been discovered yet, but it's out there. It's got to be, man.
Yeah. That's I'm. We've talked about different topics like we want to discuss. I'm a firm believer. I mean, it's like, yeah, I want to believe. X-Files.
Oh, yeah.
I want to believe. I want all the posters up there. I mean, just because it makes it so much cooler. I mean, it makes it so much cooler to go out there and search.
Yeah. I've always been the outside guy of believing in this weird stuff. You know what I mean? I'm not the crazy guy running around, naked with the foil on my head, but I'll still believe in that stuff. That's why me and Tara are like, we talk so much about that stuff. Like, no more other brothers and sisters. Oh, hey, how you doing? How's the family? Me and Tara go sit at a bar and talk about S like this. It's like, what have you heard about recently, or something new? It's fun. That's why it's.
What's the latest thing you heard?
Exactly. Have you heard about this? We're always going back and forth with each other on everything, man. Especially when it comes to government stuff. So, that's why I knew she would love this part of the podcast, and it's awesome.
And so. Yeah, and Mr. Torres, he could have been drunk. I mean, yes, he could have been drunk. There is a very strong possibility he may have been sipping on the rum.
No, not Mr. Torres.
Not Mr. Torres. Mr. Harmon is, though.
So,
there you go.
I'm going with the Diet Mountain Dew. That's my thing of choice. No beer tonight.
I'm gonna try to get another sponsor, and then I'll be drinking some more beer for other episodes. But
yeah. But yes, one thing, like everybody that's watching is what we could really use is, if you guys have topic ideas that you're really interested in, let us know. I mean, I'm game. Just let you guys know. I mean, throw this out there to you too. My wife was just bringing up about the Amazon, and I think that's one topic I think we really should hit on.
The Amazon rainforest?
Yeah, just a little teaser. Due to modern technology, they've been discovering, lost cities that are buried underneath the jungle.
Really?
The jungle's taking them over. And one, they even think could have potentially held a population of almost 1 million.
Oh, wow.
You got to stop doing this stuff, man, because you see how excited I get with topics like this. Yeah. And we're only doing one episode a week. And, we talked about doing after our college football ends on Sundays, doing more, but we might have to do an episode every damn day. There's so much to talk about, man. You can't get me excited for stuff like this.
I know. That's why I said. I said I'm really, she's really interested, in this stuff like that. So I mean, it doesn't have to be chupacabras. It doesn't have to be the Oklahoma octopus. I mean, it doesn't have to be, just cryptids. I mean, if there's something that you guys have seen out there,
anything, let us know.
Let us know. We'll put it up there. We'll put it up for a vote. And I mean, if it seems like we're getting like, heck yeah, let's talk about that. I'm game. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Tara already gave us the idea of numerology. We were going to do that next Wednesday, but it's Halloween, so we're going to be doing a ghost episode. So, but yeah, post it on message us on Facebook, post in our group. I mean, everyone in our group obviously, is nice to each other. Just comment. You want to talk about something? Comment. We'll go off of it.
On Facebook page, go to threebeerspodcast.com, hit us up for some merchandise. I mean, I said we can always use the support. Have some people rocking out there. Get some couple of ideas, like maybe a new graphic tee of the Chupacabra. We got to do it.
Yeah, we got to. We'll make it work.
Somebody that can make the peach Chupacabra.
And no, we're not. We are doing sports up until about January, February, because all we know mainly is football. So after that, we're gonna start calming down on sports because we don't really follow basketball too much.
Water polo.
Yeah, we'll throw it out there, but it's mainly gonna be probably stories like this, and we're gonna try to do a Florida Man. Episodes.
We do like small episodes and stuff, like maybe like rehashes, but definitely we got to start talking crazy stories, Florida Man, just all. Yeah,
check out our Instagram page. Always, I'm trying. I'm really hard. I'm the main person of Instagram. I'm only posting UCF stuff. I'm sorry. That's all I know. I'm trying to get out there and more FSU and stuff, but Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, our merch shop. we're gonna try to we're working and we're in the works right now for getting our Casadega trip. So keep tuning in for that. So definitely keep in tune for that.
Yeah, we got to get a video of Austin running away screaming.
Hey, I'm only scared of tiny people in haunted houses.
That's gonna happen. That's gotta happen. So.
Yeah, man, I love it, man.
Like I said, threebeardspodcast.com. Like I said, just once again,
shout out to our sponsors real quick again. Nanny Cakes, Broad Spirit Care, man. I'm gonna give a shout out to my brother Brian Patrick Burke, because if he didn't call me to that farmer's market to go see him, I wouldn't have found Kelly Brott from Broad Spirit Care, man. I'm glad I went out there to see him. I mean, Chris has a sticker. I gotta get some more. I didn't get to see him Saturday, so all I have is my little beard love sticker or my button. I broke the other one. But honestly, man, our beards have never been better. I'm so happy the way it's been. I love it. And we're in the works of making our own little Three Beards oil. So
my wife really likes the key lime blend. So that's she loves that one. So I'm gonna have to get more of that here probably in the next month or so. But everybody, like I said, Chupacabra.
Stay safe.
I believe. Stay safe.
Stay safe out there.
Don't let the Chupacabra take you. And then as soon as Nanny gets around to it, we'll have the peach Chupacabra to eat. As always, good night.
Good night.